Review: The Legend of Aang. While the animation and sound design in The Legend of Aang are undeniably top-notch, the film ultimately falters due to weak writing and a lack of emotional depth. Visually, it meets the high standards fans expect, and the score, particularly the credits music, is excellent. However, these technical triumphs cannot mask a story that feels more like a rushed side quest than a meaningful addition to the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe. Character and power scaling. The Gong suffers significantly in this adaptation. Sokka is reduced to a one-dimensional comic relief character who glazes Aang's ego, while Toph and Zuko are virtually non-existent, with Zuko receiving less screen time than the legendary Cabbage Man. Katara's character arc is unfortunately centered entirely on her devotion to Aang, losing the independent fire she possessed in the original series. Even Aang, the protagonist, feels off. The voice acting lacks the necessary emotional range, and his power levels are strangely nerf-ed. We see a chorification of the Avatar state. Aang enters it frequently, yet he is easily thwarted by the antagonist, Toph. This contradicts the established lore where the Avatar state is a rare, nearly invincible force of nature. The villain and the script. Dave Bautista delivers a memorable performance as the villain, Toph, but the script fails him. His transition into villainy feels contrived, and "I guess I'm the bad guy now" moment that lacks logical motivation. The conflict itself feels unnecessary. Toph and the antagonists known as the Denied ultimately want more airbenders, a goal that aligns with Aang's. Instead of exploring a complex solution, the film forces a rushed confrontation. Flawed execution. The writing is marred by several issues. Action. Fight scenes are surprisingly short and lack the epic scale of the Siege of the North. Dialogue. The script relies on awkward exposition and out-of-character lines, such as Sokka fangirling over Aang's bending. Logic. The plot is driven by convenience. For example, Aang chooses to fall rather than use an air blast to save himself, and Toph uses air currents to track a magical MacGuffin in a way that feels inconsistent with the world's physics. Final verdict. The film's third act is particularly rushed, culminating in a conclusion that leaves the characters unchanged and the world unaffected. While it might stand as a mediocre 6/10 for a casual viewer, when measured against the legacy of Avatar: The Last Airbender, it settles at a 5/10. It is a beautiful shell of a movie that unfortunately lacks the soul and narrative discipline of its predecessor.